Welcome. We're here talking about flood victims, flood cars, and what you can do. So let's say you just got home from your sabbatical or your required evacuation, and you've now found your car in your driveway, and you see that above the glass level here, or mid level, you start seeing that there's a line across here where it looks like the floodwaters have been. Now that the floodwaters have subsided, and you look at your vehicle and think, okay, it's only got minimal amount of insurance, which a lot of us do. If it were full coverage, then the insurance company would come over and probably pay for the car and haul it out. So let's say you've got this car, you want to keep it, and now it's been in floodwaters. The key to this is that you've only got a certain amount of time. After that, it becomes very perishable. All right, so you've got inside here, you've got your engine. I've got a few relays I want to show you. There are a few other items. Alright, so you've got your engine, and in a roundabout way your water level has come up, let's say around this high. So everything in here is going to be flooded, and that means that all these little modules right here, and also what I was going to show you, this is a basic relay. You're going to have these in your fuel pump system, horn, ignition, air conditioning. They all take a basic relay. This is another little module. I believe this is just a simple seatbelt module, but like I say, this is all going to be full of water. Well, here's the main thing about this having water in the vehicles. They're going to be full of not just water, but everything else. There's going to be raw sewage, there's going to be oils, there's going to be greases, there's going to be probably a mixture of farm chemicals, various things like that that leach into the water, especially in flood waters. All that is going to be contaminant in your vehicle now. It's not unheard of to see dead fish around a car, especially when rivers rise, pushes fish out, and then they don't have a chance to swim back to the river, so they're inside your vehicle or inside the engine compartment, cause a real stink. Then you've got, like I say, raw sewage, especially anything that comes out of these manhole covers out in the streets. That can be a very big deal. So you've got, like I say, a small window to make this thing run again, and it's probably never going to be perfect. One of the things that I can give you is that, yeah, it's a given. You're going to have to change engine oil. You're going to have to take the air filter out. You're going to have to change the transmission fluid, especially if you have just an open dipstick. I believe this one, yeah, this was a sealed dipstick. Some dipsticks, they pop down inside on the automatic transmission. They pop down inside the fill tube, the dipstick tube, and they don't actually have an airtight seal. Transmissions, like anything else, they have to breathe. They get hot and then they cool down, and they have to have an air vent, and that air vent will suck water in. So you've got to check all your fluids. That's a given. The next thing is going to be the interior. Yeah, you're going to have some smell. It's, there's silt, there's all kinds of stuff that's getting in there with this water. And, one of the things is you come home and you see that the water is still going to be inside the vehicle. There's still going to be, probably not this high, it's probably going to be down in the floorboards, but you're going to have to open the door and let that all flush out. And then you're probably going to have to pull the seats out of it, pull the carpet out of it, and then try to drain. There's some of these vehicles have drain holes in the floorboards, little rubber plugs. Sometimes they're a metal plug you can pop out the screwdriver. And you may have to take the garden hose if you got running water again and wash it all out. So that's essential. That's one of the things that you can do that might help get things kind of going again. But keep in mind you've got brake systems. They're all rusted up now. And those various moving parts. Underwater, they don't normally live too long. But here's another thing. This fuel-injected vehicle takes a computer inside there. And the computer systems, some of them are actually epoxy sealed. And they don't really do much. They've just got electricity going to them and out into the various sensors and whatnot. But they're sealed up so tight they don't have any bother. But there's some of them that don't. And what happens is you're going to get into your vehicle, and the first thing you might want to do is turn the key on and see if there's actually electric power. I would advise you not to do that. The reason why is because if you turn voltage on to a computer and it's wet inside there, it definitely shorts out. Now, it may not be enough of a short to burn wiring or anything like that, but it could cause the components inside the computer to fry. So we don't want that. So what I would recommend, and this has happened before, and I've seen some success rate, take the computer out of the vehicle and you literally rinse it out. You don't put any power to it. I mean, it's hopefully your battery is, you can get it disconnected, but you're going to rinse it out. Rinse all the silt, all the other garbage that's in there, and you let it dry. And basically that's what you have to do. The only problem with that is this. Some computer systems have relays inside of them, like this, only a lot smaller. And unfortunately, these relays, they do get water inside of them, and you're never going to correct them always. Some people will tell you can drill a small pinhole in it on one side and maybe one in the top and use a little compressed air and blow that relay out. You might even have to use a little bit of water just to kind of get the gunk out of it if it happens to have silt in it or something. But that's a thought there. But overall, it's going to be a challenge. You're going to be in for a definite challenge getting this thing cleaned up and get it to where it'll run again. I hope that some of you residents down there in these flood plains can get your cars and vehicles going. I know it's a devastating loss, and I hope that it, will hopefully be better for you. Like I say, vehicles, they're hard because you need them. We all need to go to the store. We need like a pickup like this. We could go get water. We could go get supplies, things like that. Hopefully they'll be able to survive. And like I say, with the interiors, yeah, it's going to be a challenge. You're going to have to get dish soap in there and various things and spray it down and get it foamed up and get that nasty, stinky mess out of there and just let the hot sun dry it out. That's the only thing you can do, because at the end of the day, that's about all there really is. So anyway, that's part of the video. I'll let you kind of make a decision how you want to do things. There's a lot of things. Brake fluid's probably going to have some. This is a clutch cylinder, which I got to thinking this is not an automatic transmission, but this has a small pinhole. You can kind of see the edge of it right there, and that is a breather hole. And then, of course, it can get water inside there. Now, not all of them will, but always think worst case scenario. It's nice to know that you're going to be let down rather than being let down and having thoughts that it's going to be okay. So anyway, for now, like I say, that's kind of all I was going to let you know about. Like I say, there's a few things here that are going to hide water. Power steering pump's probably going to get water in it. Of course, alternator and various things like that. If you let them sit for a week in the silt and the nastiness, these things will seize up. They don't like having too much water. I mean, you can spray them down if you're washing the engine and it won't hurt them. But if it sits too long, it'll rust out the armature and various things like that. So we don't want that. Cooling systems typically are pretty well sealed, except for the bottle over there on the fender well. Now that will ingest water in it, but you might be able to take the main tube off the bottom over there and just drain what's in there out, flush it out a little bit with a garden hose, and then put new antifreeze in there. But the cooling system typically is sealed with the radiator cap over here. So that's one of the good things. So anyway, good luck to you, and hopefully you'll be able to get your cars running again.